This is called Leap Forward Innovations in Nursery Automation. It is an outreach project that we're monthly. We have growers or allied suppliers or researchers or engineers give a 20 to 30-minute presentation about some sort of labor saving device or technique or concept or what their uh, organization produces. And we invite growers and our LEAP members for those first 20 minutes so they can make a presentation. We also have a monthly article in Nursery Management Magazine under the same title, Leap Forward, Innovations in Nursery Automation. We have a series going up through this December. We're lucky today to have Terrence Moore from Pack Manufacturing that is going to talk about small investment, big transport returns, perhaps on the mini jack. So with that, I will turn it over to Terrence and he can begin his presentation.
How's it going, guys? So this is the mini jack that we are the American seller for Seeds to Soil Innovation. They are located in Germany. They work on a vast majority of media, moving, transport of pots, plants, you name it, they do it. It's a concept we wanted to take over here in America. The mini jack is obviously so a lot of the companies that we sell. So we work in the horticulture department. We move media from bulk material to all the way down to filling the pots. We did not have a solution for moving the pots into the greenhouses, into the fields, into other areas. So we got with Seeds to Soil. They manufacture this. There's a few problems and things that our customers are going through, and it's like the lack of flexible transportation, workers, getting workers there on time every day. Some of the employees are reluctant to new things. Some of them are stuck in potting by hand, moving by hand, but you also face health problems when it comes to those kinds of things. There's all kinds of reasons and why we do things like this. We want to have solutions for the companies that we do have now and maybe companies that we do not that struggle with some of these problems. Material handling. That's what we try to automate. We've automated the service of getting it to the pots, and so we took on this to help with that area too. These are the three types of mini jacks that we offer. The mini jack 700, the 1100, the 1600. Not everyone needs. Everyone's application is a little different. So based on cost, which is it's not too much difference between the three. We offer a variety of heights for them. Let's see. These are some of the statistics, some of the dimensions and stuff that they do. It's got the lifting height, maximum lifting capacity, the weight of the machines, and then some add-on things that they have right here. All these things are 110 volt, so they're battery powered. They last all day, charge in about 6 hours. So, and this is something that we just started last year. So it's kind of new to us as well. So we have sold some here in the United States. But it's still something that we are constantly making improvements on. The guys in Germany, they are really good with getting with us, getting feedback and from our customers that do have them. And they make changes on their end so that we can accommodate for all the different variances here in America. A lot of things in Europe are on their own fabric or flat concrete. Many of the people here, many of the nurseries here have gravel and they have hills and stuff like that. So there's things that we've been constantly working on to make it, more comfortable for them. There's all kinds of attachments, different varieties of forks. So the first one here on the left is it's a transport fork. It's basically taking the pots, 1 gallons, 3 gallons, 5 gallons, 7 gallons, basically anything up to about 400 pounds. It will transport from A to B pretty seamlessly. I mean, it's pretty simple. On the bottom left is a spacing fork. So what this does, let me see if I can find it yet. So here's a diagram of kind of what the spacing function does for these. A lot of the growers will consolidate their pots during the winter for space. So they push them together. When summertime comes, springtime comes, they want to space them out so they can flourish, so they can grow. So what this does, it has forks that they will space out in a triangular pattern, as you can see on the bottom. There is a deep pot, there's a high pot. All of this is programmed inside the machine. You get your dimensions of the pot. You program it into the parameters of the machine, and it seamlessly does it by itself. It's programmed 100%. All you got to do is hold a switch, and it just does it. It indexes and indexes, does it all day long. So this is a lateral spacing function as well. So some of the customers want the pots spread out laterally and not and vertically, so they go and try space them out. This is something new that we've been working with. We've not gotten any here in the U.S. yet. Not found somebody that really is needing something like this, but it is an option that they do offer. Let's see. Here's a better look at the spacing forks and how they work. So you got those 9 pots and they're stacked together. You come in, pick them up, program it, hit the spacing function, and it spaces them this way. So it's a very, very cost efficient when it comes to labor. Um, One person can do the job with this machine that 4 people could do, probably twice, 100% more in one day. So here's an image of what it does. Obviously, this is on fabric. This is an ideal situation. Some of our customers do have this, but this is kind of an image of what it does. Um, so the mini jack in action. A lot of these guys have these carts, wagons, tractor wagons, whatsoever, whatever you want to call them. They're taken from point A to point B. You have a mini jack there, you pick them up, and then you take them and spread them out like that. So, and you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pots in a season or more, then, this becomes very cost efficient. Um, it can also be used with flats, trays, short trays, and stuff like that. We don't have a lot of growers here in America that use these, that are customers that we've reached out to. We are continuously trying to reach out to some of these customers for these reasons, to learn this and get that incorporated here in what we do with Pat through Seiza Soil. These are some options we are talking about offering. The CC wagons, which a lot of growers use these, such as Costa. They take them, whether it's fruit, small shrubs, flowers, stuff like that. They bring them in on the wagon, put them on the buffering table, and then the mini jack comes in to take them out to the greenhouses to store for the next season. This is roughly something that our financial guy here at Pike came up with. It's not exact, and it's not everybody's situation is different, but a totally custom, fully loaded mini jack with the spacing function and the spacing forks is estimated at 54,000. That is a little on the high side. That is with the lateral forks, which are about 20,000. So a normal mini jack with spacing function is about 31,000, and that is we sell those 90% to 10% of everything else. As you can see, reductions to employees required for the task with a $38,000 annual income. So that is a total of $76,000 over. And then again, these numbers are just kind of rough. So, but the numbers are there. We are currently working on getting firsthand testimony from the customers, but they've not had them long enough. Most of our customers had them less than a year, so the return on investment is kind of a gray area at this moment. but we are continually working with our previous customers, the ones that do have them, the ones that do have them in use. We are working on getting those numbers from them. They are willing to help us and with their testimony and stuff like that. This is kind of a little graph. The buffer table is not sold here. It's, we probably offer something from PAC that's the same. But it's as you can see, it's a steady incline on year to year to year of the savings that you can encounter from using just one mini jack. Transport trailer is something they offer. It rotates 360 degrees, grab it from both sides. You get a set of forks that either go all the way through or halfway through. You spin it around. Really cuts down on time. As you can see, you've got multiple layers. However tall your pots and plants are, you can put them on there, pull them off. These will track 1 to 2 to 3. You can track 5 of them at a time, 6 of them at a time. Typically have a mini jack loading them at point A, take them to point B, whether it be 10 yards or 2 miles. You have another mini jack there with a spacing function and space amount. Here's some of the additional options. These are the things that they've been working with us on because we've gotten them here. We've put them in the field. We've put them through the test, and these are some of the things that we had to have done. The counterweights, the lengthening of the mini jack. It basically gives your center of gravity back, so it gives you much, much more lifting power. So we have a lot of customers with 3-5 gallons that they want to space. The mini jack was kind of struggling with the weight, so they designed this counterweight, which brought all your weight back. So it gives you much, much more lifting power. It's not a motor issue. It's just a leverage issue. So we had to pull the weight back so that we could continually to move the mini jack as it was loaded with the 400 pounds. Double wheels up front, again, is for the terrain that we have here in America. All these customers do not have fabric flooring. They do not have, perfectly level. So you put 400 pounds on the skinny tire up front, one tire. Sometimes it struggled. Reached out to the guys at Seeds of Soil. They said, we can fix that. We'll get the double wheels on the front. And this is something we're waiting on to get in and send out to our customers. The tilt function, obviously the tilt function is great. Again, with the terrain, the undulations in the terrain make it hard when the forks are fixed to get into the carts and stuff like that and to lay down flat. So we get like plus or minus 7 degrees, I guess, or so to speak. So we can the forks can fit in without ripping, without hitting things, stuff like that. So it makes it for a much more effortless transport. Side shift function is to basically utilize space. Utilize space from you have greenhouses. If you don't utilize every inch over 100 acres becomes a lot of space. So they try to do this so when we space them, when we consolidate them, when we push them together, these things we utilize every inch of the greenhouse, which is ideal. Again, the tilt function tilts backwards, tilts forwards. It definitely just gives you more control. It gives you more precision when you're setting things down. It's a no-brainer. And this is a function that you can add it to the pre-existing mini jacks out there. I'll be reaching out to some of the customers that have these and see if they're interested in something like this. It is a pretty simple procedure to add it. Not too bad. Most of these nurseries have mechanics or some type of maintenance crew and stuff like that, and they can take care of that. Side shift function again. All this is electronically controlled, so it's all going to be joystick basically, left to right. Electric little motors. It's not rocket science by no means. It's pretty simple. Okay, so the forklift. Mini jack is made its name mini because forklifts are too big to get into the greenhouses. So the guys at Seeds of Soil decided that they would make this mini jack compacted so it can get into the doorways. It can get in between the rows. Makes it much easier. It does things that a normal forklift never could do. As I stated earlier, reduce physical strain on the body, takes the place of bending over, carrying 4 6, maybe some people carry 6, 3 in each hand. Just definitely, I mean, over the years, if you have a good employee, what is that employee's health worth to someone? You know, you can't replace that employee. So if they had a machine like this, it could take that physical strain away from their body. The employee may be able to work many, many more years than we would. The only like working with technology, of course, some of us are resilient to learning new technology. It's just something that comes with the world today. Spanish speaking, it's got 5 languages stored in it. That's not a problem. I know that sometimes language creates some type of barrier when it comes to doing certain things in certain places. So yeah, it's got that's our information and stuff. And I'm more than happy to send this to anybody, this presentation that might need it. For more information, you know, you can contact me here at PAC. And this is a basic rundown. We've been so busy with Cultivate. We'll be at Cultivate too, and we have all hands on deck here, making machines, getting everything ready, getting everything perfect. We've been doing this for the last 2 weeks. So timing of this was kind of difficult, but we made it. So I'm gonna stop sharing this now, and if y'all got any questions,
Thank you, Terrence. We really appreciate that.
yeah.
Thank you very much. That's very informative. What is your booth? Do you have a booth? What's your booth number at Cultivate?
Booth number is 449.
449.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
And we will
That
have
sounds great.
I will have the mini jack there doing demos with it. So we will have about 200 square foot laid out just for the mini jack. We'll have pots, we'll have the spacing forks, we'll have the spacing function, and we'll have a few other options. Yeah, we'll be happy to have, I'll be happy to have anybody come by with any kind of questions, anything like that.
And that's going to be at your booth, not another place. It'll be at
No, it'll be
449.
with our pack manufacturing. It'll be right there with it.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Does anyone have any questions before I ask my questions? You all can unmute yourself and ask, any questions you like.
I just had one question. How wide is the mini? What's the narrowest that thing can go? Can it fit through a 4-foot doorway?
Yes, yes. The overall dimension, the width of that machine is like, I want to say around 40 inches. Don't know exactly. That is typically not the width of the set of forks. The set of forks usually, I mean, is about 80 inches because people really want to start moving a bunch of them. But depending on whatever size you need, that's kind of how we set up the forks. So when somebody is interested in this, we ask, those kind of questions. What size parts are you going to be moving? What size width are you going to need to be moving into? So we try to maximize that number of forks. So if you had 4 foot, we would just put 4-foot bar out and get as many forks as we could put on there for 1 gallon.
Since it's German, I calculated those numbers. The 700, 1100, and 1500 is the millimeters of height. I think the forks actually
Yeah,
go
yeah,
up.
and that's what they name them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And then any other questions before I ask my question?
Martin.
All right, so go ahead. No, don't. Did someone raise their hand?
I was just waving at Martin. Martin is here from Germany. He's the mastermind for the Mania Jack.
Excellent. We recently visited Germany and a bunch of nurseries, and we saw the mini jack.
Yep.
He gave a demonstration at Faco's nursery, Rinky's in Maryland, I think. That was really good. So we have like you said, we visited. Everything there was made like generally paved flat, had been glaciated over. It was like football field after football field, a flat area with a lot less rain. I think they're probably looking at 20 to 30 inches of rain a year. Yeah. Where in the Southeast it's a little bit rugged. So in terms of you know what we're doing here in the US. So what do you see might be the biggest barrier to adoptions? Could it be capital, commitment to the entire operational system being automated from, like you said, soil to potting to put down, or maybe standardizing the growing environment in order to
That's exactly the standardizing the growing people. These nurseries here where we are located in the Southeast here and out west, they are generational nurseries. So they do things a certain way. $30,000 seems a lot, but every person we've sold them to has been on the fence They're like, well, I don't know. And then they finally pull the trigger. You talk to them 6 months later, and they're like, man, we should have done this a long time ago. And it's a lot of money, it seems like. But if, like you said, if you have football field after football field of 1 gallon pots, man, this thing, it really makes its own. It's
Oh
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Even if you did it based on, say, the adverse wage rate of an H-2A worker, which is like $16, it's
yeah,
still close to 18. Like it's still right there. Yeah.
yep, yep,
And it's dependable and solid. So
yep.
we will have a recording of this presentation on our Nursery Leap website, but please contact Terrence at Pack Manufacturing and come visit him at the
Yep.
Cultivate booth. Uh, Oh, also, does Martin want to make any comments?
Of
And
course he
Martin,
does.
if you want to talk, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and provide any information, contact anything you'd like.
Hello, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me here. So I got that Poco cheat me inside and said, have a look at this. And so yes, so yeah, Terrence did really good. So yeah, we are really would like to adapt the mini jig more and more for the US market because we see a big advantage for you guys over there. And it's a kind of course, we're smaller here, but it's kind of similar. So this standardizing of processes and bed sizes and these things are in our areas same thing. So if we start from labor handwork and going with the mini jack, so the first question is often how wide do you want your beds and what's possible and what's the best solution for this. And of course, we, like Terrence said, we are really like to help you guys to find the perfect amount of bed size and the things. And together with Pack Manufacturing, we are able to woven in the mini jack solution in your in your current environment. And so that's what we are looking for in Germany and in Europe, and that's what we do together with Pack in the US, so that we find out kind of buffer belts and buffer tables, so that you might be even be able to do some handwork with a straight back and not on your knees. So so that's what the mini jack is designed for, to make it to work easier in the end.
It's a tremendous tool, and the growers in the U.S. There's a wave coming. They are automating. They can see how important it is and the value of the mini jack and other pieces of automation in getting an entire system automated all the way through. So we really appreciate the both of you meeting with us today. And if there's any other questions, please contact either Terrence or Martin.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Dominic with Greenleaf Nursery.
Yes.
And I may have missed this, but how long will the machine run under a full load?
8 hours easily.
Okay, so you can get an 8 or 10 or 12-hour day out of it.
Yep, yep. I mean, if it was constantly moving and constantly going up and down, it lasts 8 hours. You're not going to be constantly lifting and constantly going down, but you're going to have some travel time in that. I mean, we use them for days, which we don't use them constantly, but when we do the demos and stuff like that, we use them for 4 or 5 solid hours, and it barely takes a bar off the battery.
And you have trialed them
4 to 6
on
hours.
gravel blocks. I'm sorry, you have trialed them on gravel blocks?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
We've been in North Carolina, in the hills of North Carolina, doing them. We sold 2, and they are doing great.
Okay, fantastic.
Mhm.
That was kind of related to my question. I wondered, is there a surface that it really is not designed to work on, or pretty much any nursery
So-
surface, concrete, gravel, soil?
Concrete, fabric, soil, no problems. We have actually getting some new tires that we can add. The loose gravel is the one that we've struggled with the most. It's been pretty tough with marring down, especially with a full load. I took this problem to Martin. They got us. They got a dual axle thing that will just bolt straight onto the existing one, and it makes it like a dually. And that is going to make all the difference in the world as far as it sinking down and getting traction. And yeah, we're excited to get that. So it's on its way here now. So hopefully we get that here and have it on the new ones.
What's your experience been with uneven terrain as far as like on the ground cover? If you have hills and valleys inside the ground cover, it's not
So-
perfectly flat. How does that work?
So left to right is still something we're working on. Like if you're, left to right, the tilt function it was precisely for that reason. If you had a downhill or an uphill incline or decline, straight ahead, the tilt function accommodates for that. But that is still something. The sideways is something that it struggles with, because when it does a spacing function, you only have so much space for it to drop the deep pot and still bring back the high pot. So if you don't have enough space for it to completely go down and still hold on to it, it's going to get your triangular pattern off. So that is still something we're working with. Again, I don't know, maybe if we have so many, we've had some very undulations inside the greenhouses. Typically you don't have a lot, but sometimes they're not out, or they're not in greenhouses, they're just out in the open. And we really ran into that problem in North Carolina. Now the 5 gallons and 7 gallons, it's not that big of a deal because you have more space that the forks can move. The 1 gallons is where we've seen troubles with that, but yeah, that's something we're still working on.
Yeah. So in addition to that, we are just working on a fork which is able to, even if the tine is smaller, just able to make more space between the low pot and the high pot. So we are right now having the first prototypes in the field, and so we are working on this problem, because that's exactly what Terrence said. Yeah, the limitation in the end is if you have really uneven terrain. So within the bed width, so we need a little bit of tolerance, and if you're very shallow or small pots, we get in trouble because we don't have these high enough distance between the high pot and the low pot. But we're working on these things to get that improved further and further.
Do you guys have the ability to, like in Germany, we saw the fork where it would stack on top itself? Because a lot of nurseries north of Tennessee and Illinois have a 4-foot doorway inside the hoop house.
Okay.
So you'd have to get the spacing fork. It won't fit in there. But can you make the fork so it stays less than like around 40 inches and then open up?
So you mean that we should be able to have a fork which is foldable in front of the mini jack, so that the mini jack can go through the doors? Yes, of course, we did that for forklifts, which is quite bigger, but we can scale that down for the mini jack, of course. So just get in contact with Terrence, and so we would like to do something like that. So of course.
And this video will be on our website, nurseryleap.com, in about a week or so you can rewatch it and share it and check back, and all Terrence's information, contact information will be listed there too. But you can contact him directly. All right, thank you all. Unless you have any other questions, we'll be signing off. See you next Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you in Cultivate.